Of the field, the one is Sandman Scooter, owned by Weatherby and Shelton, Jim Shelton. Number 2 is Larry Roberts, Fritzy Dundee, and Darren Mauser. 3 Yankee Dragon is owned by Philip New with Kevin Sizer. The 4 is Hayward's Pad, owned by Harry Alltop with Brad Hanners. 5 Dare Our Bow is owned by Melby Ober with Rick Dingledine. 6 Baker's Legacy is owned by Grumpy Old Men's Stable with Jack Daly. 7 is Kenny C. Bunkport, owned by Patricia Clemens with Ron Powell. The 8 is Wimperoo, owned by Narani Abioy with Randy Tharps. The 9, Icy Torch, owned by William Torch with Dave Hawk. And the 10 is Brig Z, owned by Howard Millington with Bob Harper in the bike. That's your field. Post time is in 7 minutes. Pacers swing into the backstretch. They're approaching the start for the first at Scioto. There they go. They're off and pacing. Fritz Sebo is out fast on the inside. Sandman Scooter is there. Baker's Legacy driving up from the center of the course. Then it's Briggsy who gets away 4th. Yankee Dragon 5th. Kenny C. Bunkport 3 deep in 6th. Hayward's Pad is next, followed by Dare Our Bow. 2.5 to Wimperoo, and Icy Torch is the trailer. They move to the top of the stretch for the first time, and it is Fritzy Dundee. Fritzy Dundee and Darren Mauser, they grab the lead, open up by 2. Sandman Scooter is second. Baker's Legacy and Briggsy. They're at the opening quarter in 28 seconds flat and passing the stands with Fritzy Dundee on top of the field. It's Fritzy Dundee 2 clear, Sandman Scooter second, 2 back. Baker's Legacy is third. Then it's a length and a half back to Briggsy 4th. First up is Hayward's Pat from 5th. Kenny C. Bunkport along the cones is 6th. Second over is Wimperoo from 7th. And then it's a third over trip for Icy Torch. Dare Our Bow is shuffled back, and 5 back to Yankee Dragon. Around the turn of the half-mile pole, Fritzy Dundee continues to show the way, has it by 2. Sandman Scooter just tracking in second through a half in 59-3. Pretty soft 31-3 on the second split for Fritzy Dundee, who heads down the backside with a 2-length advantage. Sandman Scooter second, Baker's Legacy third. Hayward's Pad really not making any progress, stalled on the outside 4th with 3/8 remaining. Briggsy along the inside is 5th. 2 back to Kenny C. Bunkport, 3 wide is Icy Torch. Wimperoo could not go on. Dare Our Bow's trying to cut it from behind. He's got 8 lengths to make up, and Yankee Dragon has been relegated to last. They're on their way to 3/4. Fritzy Dundee trying to take this one wire to wire, has the lead from Sandman Scooter. Here comes Briggsy with a 3-wide charge, 3/4, 129-3. Moving to the top of the stretch, it's Fritzy Dundee on top. Briggsy, center of the track, is second. Hayward's Pat making up some ground between horses with Sandman Scooter at the rail. They're in the stretch. It's Briggsy taking over command. Here's Icy Torch driving out way out wide in the center. Sandman Scooter's flying up the rail, but Briggsy is edging away. Briggsy is going to take the opener by 2 lengths. Tight for second. It's the 9 Icy Torch of the 1 Sandman Scooter. Back in the winner's circle, 10 Briggsy. First win in 18 starts on the season, 2 minutes and 3/5 for the mile. 7-year-old son of Thrifty Kirk from Graffiti by Raven Hanover. It's owned by Howard Millington of Urbana, Ohio. Richard Dingledine is the trainer, and Bob Harper is in the bike for this win. Briggsy's first of the season, 2 minutes and 3/5. This one's sponsored by the Columbus Apartment Guide. Lots of groups joining us tonight in the clubhouse. Try 1091 399880. Mega Bucks owned by Ader and Simmons, Ryan Holton. 2 Touch of Whiskey owned by Ronald Breckler with Bob Harper. 3 Classy Kind of Colt is owned by Saunders and Saunders, Dave Hawk. 4 is Hannah's Tom owned by Thomas Stubbs with Ty Van Roden. 5 Magic Tongue is owned by Wilson and Long, Brad Hanners. Number 6 is Jumbo, owned by the Bee Sweet Farm with Darren Mauser. 7 is Nitro Listen, owned by Tussing Run Incorporated, Del S. Miller. Alongside the 8 Looks Like Lindy, owned by Bergano and Lees with Randy Tharps. From the outside is the 9 Meadowland Muggsy, owned by Hoovler and Metters with Jamie Dunlap. And the 10 is Noble Adam, owned by Lewis and Winters, and Jack Daly's in the bike. That's your field, 7 minutes until post. Starting gate is rolling. Meadowland Muggsy spots the field about 5 lengths. Classy Kinda Colt is out fast, but looks like Lindy from the far outside. Hannah's Tom and up close third, followed by Sam's Megabucks, who gets away fourth. Gap of 2 back to the outside is Jumbo. Touch of Whiskey just to his inside. Next up, it's Noble Adam, followed by Magic Tongue. 2 more to Nitro Listen, and Meadowland Muggsy trails about 15 from the front. Top Flight is being led by Classy Kinda Colt and Hawk. They've opened up 2.5 on Looks Like Lindy and Hannah's Tom. Sam's Megabucks is third through a quarter in 27 4/5. Passing the stands for the first time, 4 to 5 shot. Classy Kinda Colt trying to get back to the winner's circle. It's Classy Kinda Colt showing the way by 2 lengths. Looks Like Lindy is second. Hannah's Tom is third, looking to tip off the rail there. Next up, it's Sam's Megabucks from fourth. Gap of 3 to Touch of Whiskey. There goes Jumbo off the pylons. Next is Noble Adam. Magic Tongue is underway. 2.5 Nitro Listen. Meadowland Muggsy trails. Around the turn of the half-mile pole, it's Classy Kinda Colt on an open lead. Classy Kinda Colt now draws out by 3.5 lengths. Halftime is 59-1. Very mild second split for Classy Kinda Colt. He's looking strong in the lead. He's got it by 4. Looks Like Lindy is second. Hannah's Tom is third. There goes Sam's Megabucks moving up on the outside fourth, though he has 5 to make up with 3/8 remaining. Gap of 5 lengths back to Jumbo. Magic Tongue alongside. 2.5 Touch of Whiskey is dropping back. Nitro Listen moving up alongside. Meadowland Muggsy and Noble Adam is last. Into the far turn, it's Classy Kinda Colt. Classy Kinda Colt now by 5. Looks Like Lindy second by the same. Sam's Megabucks is third in 127 4. Moving to the top of the stretch, it's Classy Kinda Colt on top. Looks Like Lindy is slowly closing the gap in second. Then it's a gap of 7 back to Sam's Megabucks, Magic Tongue, and Nitro Listen on the far outside. They're in the stretch. It's Classy Kinda Colt on top, 2.5. Looks Like Lindy is closing in second. Gap of 5 to Magic Tongue. Classy Kinda Colt. Looks Like Lindy with one final surge. Not enough to catch Classy Kinda Colt. Looks Like Lindy second with Magic Tongue third. Starts in the season, 3-year-old bay colt by Cam's Magic Trick out of the Seahawk Hanover Mare Classic Cut, owned by T.M. Saunders and Ken Saunders of Ohio. Alex Spence, the trainer. Dave Hawk in the bike. Classy Kinda Colt, 1:59.2 time for the mile. Capacity crowd in the clubhouse tonight. This one's being sponsored by Globe Business Resources. Hawk is owned by John Nelson Perrin with Darren Mauser. Number 2 is Norton Hanover, owned by Howard Millington with Bob Harper. Number 3 is Lion Hanover, owned by Bill Dixon and Robert Brogan with Brad Hanners. The 4 is Paxton Road, owned by Chafin and Chafin Jr. with Dan Ader. Number 5, Van Cruzan, is under lease to Tommy Smith. Kevin Sizer drives. Number 6 is Living Years, owned by Everett Sams Jr. with Justin Hall. 7 is Sportsmen, owned by Dean Collins. Dean Collins drives. The 8 is Matty Siren, owned by Zossel and Ratcliffe with Randy Tharps. Number 9, Shannon Victory, is owned by Kenneth Briggs with Terry Groves. And the 10 is Crazy Canuck, owned by David Merrick with Jeff Fowden the bike. That's your field. Post time's in 6 minutes. Pacers entering the backstretch. They're approaching the start. They're off and pacing, and it's Paxton Road out fast for the lead. There's Matty Siren from way out wide into second. Lion Hanover is next in third, alongside Van Cruz is fourth. Crazy Canuck gets away on the outside fifth. Poco Hawk is sixth along the cones. Gap of 2 lengths back to Norton Hanover, 2 more to Living Years, and then it's 2 more back to Sportsman and 2 more to Shannon Victory. About 15 lengths cover the field as they move to the top of the stretch for the first time, and Randy Tharps has Matty Siren on top of the field. It's Matty Siren from Paxton Road and Lion Hanover, 27 4. Passing the stands for the first time, Matty Siren shows the way. Matty Siren on an open 2-length lead. Paxton Road tracking in second. 2 back, Lion Hanover is off the pace, racing in third. Then it's 2 more to Van Cruz fourth. Next up, it's Crazy Canuck, who looks to get underway. 2 more to Poco Hawk, followed by Norton Hanover, who's being passed on the outside by Sportsmen. Then it's Living Years and Shannon Victory is last. Around the turn of the half-mile pole, 15-1 long shot. Maddie's Siren controls the fractions. It's Maddie's Siren on top, 3 parts. Here's Lion Hanover to challenge with Paxton Road in the pocket. 58 and 4th, 31 on the second split. For Maddie's Siren has the lead of just a half a length. Lion Hanover right at the leader's flank in second, and now they're on even terms. Paxton Road is back racing in third with 3/8 remaining. Van Cruz alongside his fourth. Gap at 2, Crazy Canuck getting some urging from fifth. He's about 3 off the pace. To the inside is Poco Hawk. Sportsman's not doing enough. Gap of 5 back to Norton Hanover, followed by Shannon Victory, and Living Years is last. 3/4 in 1:27 and 2, and at the inside, Maddie Siren battles back to regain command. Lion Hanover alongside second. Paxton Road is waiting for the passing lane third. Van Cruz is 3 wide. Crazy Canuck is 4 wide. Poco Hawk is third back at the rail as they make their way into the stretch. It's Maddie Siren all out, not enough to hold off Lion Hanover. Lion Hanover closing in. Here comes Poco Hawk. Up the inside is Paxton Road. It's Lion Hanover on top. Late close Poco Hawk. Lion Hanover, Poco Hawk, and the 4-horse Paxton Road third with the 5, Van Cruz fourth. We're returning the winner's circle. Second win in just 3 starts on the season for the 5-year-old son of Big Towner out of the Albatross mare Lina Hanover, owned by Bill Dixon and Robert Rogan of Ohio. James Byers, the trainer. Brad Hanners in the bike. 158 and 1, tying a lifetime mark, Lion Hanover. This one's sponsored by Bing Utilities. We welcome all of our groups joining us tonight here at Scioto Downs and hope to see them back here again throughout the summer. Trotters on parade for your 4th race. 1 J.L. Kirkland is owned by Valerie Schoaf with Joe D. Schoaf. Number 2 is Grand Debonair, owned by Jerry Grant with Darren Mauser. The 3-horse Crown Time Fairski is owned by Esther Crownover with Kevin Sizer. Number 4 is Kick a Little, owned by Mel Delagrange with Randy Tharps. Number 5, Action Time, is owned by Glenn Congrove with Jerry Kuchbach Jr. 6, Palapado Tom is owned by Kleinman and Center, Tom Lovely. Number 7 is Carscott Gypsy, owned by the Hatfield Stables, Bud Hatfield drives. The 8 is Fayette, owned by David Gregory Morgan with David Morgan driving. 9 is Carry the Ribs, owned by Philip and Susan James with Roy Wilson. And the 10 is Lonely No More, owned by James Kaufman with Jeff Fout. That's your field. Post time is in 7 minutes. Starting gate is rolling for tonight's 4th race. It's post time. And they're off. It's J.L. Kirkland's off stride. Grand Debonair is out fast the lead with Action Time for the center. And Palliapito Time alongside. Around the far turn the first time, it's Action Time who grabs the lead. Grand Debonair second. Palliapito Time driving up from third. 2.5 Crown Time Fairski is fourth. Kick a Little is next in fifth. Followed by Lonely No More. And then it's Fayette with Carscott Gypsy on the outside. 2 lengths farther back to J.L. Kirkland and the slow starting Carry the Ribs. Moving to the top of the stretch for the first time, and Palliapito Tom and Tom Lovely grab command in 29 seconds flat, and they lead the parade past the stands, 2 lengths clear of Action Time. With Grand Debonair racing in third, Crown Time Fairski is fourth, Carscott Gypsy hung on the outside fifth, Kick a Little is locked in sixth, second over is Lonely No More, now getting underway. Fayette to the inside, Carry the Ribs to the outside, 2 back to J.L. Kirkland who's trotting, but 10 off the tempo. Around the turn of the half-mile pole, it's Palliapito Tom. Palliapito Tom has the lead. Action Time is second. Grand Debonair third. Carscott Gypsy only 3 off the tempo and is continuing to move up on the outside fourth with Crown Time Fairski fifth in 1:01 and 2. 32 and 2 on the second split for Palliapito Tom, who has the lead. Action Time is out of the pocket to challenge early with Grand Debonair third. Outside, Carscott Gypsy is beginning to struggle in fourth. The mare Crown Time Fairski is locked in fifth. 2 lengths farther back to Kick a Little. Between horses, Lonely No More is dropping back. 3 wide, J.L. Kirkland gets it into gear. 2 farther back to Fayette, and 4 lengths back to Carry the Ribs, who struggles at the tail end. 3/4 in 1:31 and 1. Moving to the top of the stretch, Palliapito Tom has the lead. On the inside, that's Grand Debonair second. Off stride there was Action Time, and Action Time is off stride again. Crown Time Fairski is next, angling off the cones, 2.5 to Kick a Little as they make their way into the stretch. This one is Palliapido Tom. Palliapido Tom has it by 2 lengths. Grand Debonair is second. Kick a Little shakes loose, flying up the inside with Crown Time Fairski the outside, but nobody's going to touch Palliapido Tom. The veteran gets the job done. Crown Time Fairski and Kick a Little third. Palliapido Tom scores his first win of the season, 2:01 the time for the mile. It's official. Palliapido Tom, 9-year-old bay horse by Wonder Child from Cincinnati by B.F. Coletown. All by Bonnie Kleinman and Michael Center of Ohio. Tom Lovely, the winning trainer-driver. Palliapido Tom in 2:01 flat. 6.3 exact is $70.60. The triple 6.34 came back 2:12.80. Rundown in a moment. Joining us in the winner's circle, this race sponsored by Plumber Incorporated and Typographic Printing. Here they are for the fifth one in the Money Bunny, owned by Mike Metters and Tina Sudermeister with Jamie Dunlap. 2 is DiCarlo, owned by Boroff, Ricks, and Crown with Kevin Sizer. Number 3 is Leonard Buckner's Pansy Little Girl, driven by Tom Brinkerhoff. Number 4 is Fast Future, owned by Krippendorf and Stonick with Brad Hanners. Number 5, Ken Summers' Special Always, and Dan Ader in the bike. 6 is Noble Rita, owned by Sue Gordon Curtis with Darren Mauser. 7 is Earn a Little Bit, owned by Lowell Prickett with Tom Prickett in the bike. And the 8 is CJ's Quiet Storm, owned by Near, Dill, and Beatty with Dean Gillespie. That's your field. You have 7 minutes until post. Two-year-old filly Pacers in action. They're in the backstretch and approaching the start. They're off and pacing. Off stride is Fast Future. It's in the Money Bunny out fast the lead. From alongside is Special Always. 3 deep is Noble Rita into third, along with Pansy Little Girl fourth by 2. Then it's DiCarlo. Next up is Earn a Little Bit. Then it's a gap of 3 to CJ's Quiet Storm. And then a gap 7 lengths back to Fast Future as they move to the top of the stretch for the first time. On the inside, in the Money Bunny, driving up on the outside is Special Always, and now Special Always opts to take a seat there with Noble Rita third back at the cones. 28 seconds flat for the opening quarter. Passing the stands for the first time, it's in the Money Bunny and Jamie Dunlap on top by 2. Special Always and Jeff Fout is second with Noble Rita third. 2 lengths farther back, Pansy Little Girl is fourth. 2 more to DiCarlo. There's Earn a Little Bit getting off the cones. Next is CJ's Quiet Storm, and a gap of 5 to Fast Future. Around the turn of the half-mile pole, it's in the Money Bunny showing the way. In the Money Bunny has it 2.5 lengths. Special Always is second. Noble Rita third, 2.5. Pansy Little Girl yet to get underway, about 6 off the pace in fourth. Just alongside is Earn a Little Bit through a half in 59-3. 31-3 on the second split for In the Money Bunny, who's trying to control all the fractions. In the Money Bunny has it by 2. Special Always is second. Noble Rita content to sit third. Now looks to angle to the outside there. 2 farther back to Pansy Little Girl, who gaps out at the inside. Next is Earn a Little Bit, and then it's a length and a half back to CJ's Quiet Storm. Gap of 3 to Fast Future, who overtook DiCarlo, who now trails. 3/4, 1:28-3, moving to the top of the stretch. It's In the Money Bunny with a narrow lead. Here's Noble Rita up to pressure from second. 2.5 back, Special Always is third. 3 farther back to Pansy Little Girl, who hasn't got it tonight as they make their way into the stretch. And Noble Rita from the outside goes on by. In the Money Bunny is second with Special Always third, but it's Noble Rita drawing away. Noble Rita debuts impressive in victory from a game in the Money Bunny with Special Always third. 157 and 2. $6-1 exact of $59.80. The try 615 came back 202.80. First lifetime win for the 6 Noble Rita, 2-year-old daughter of Noble and Sam from Raishan, by Cavalcade, owned by Sue Gordon Curtis of Galloway. Charles Curtis, the trainer. Darren Mauser in the bike. Noble Rita, fast mile, 157 and 2. This one sponsored by Lane Advertising. Rundown for race 5 in the Money Bunny with Sam Houck and Fulcher Jr. with Dave Hawk. Number 2 is Radiant Lil, owned by Papin Winners with Jack Daly. Coming out of the paddock, the 3 Misty Tucson, owned by Aders and Simmons with Kyle Ader. There's the 4 Black as Pitch, owned by Jack Farley with Jamie Dunlap. Number 5 Sharp Lookin' Annie is owned by Maynard Hagemeyer with Jeff Fount. 6 is the Edmark Stables Fly Judith and Randy Tharps. Number 7 is Born Skipping, owned by John Nelson Perrin with Brad Hanners. The 8 horse is Win My Love, owned by John Fike with Bob Harper. And number 9 is Our Calico, owned by Dana Howard Taylor with Bucky Trout. And the 10 horse is Zoo, owned by Robert Hastings with Kevin Sizer in the bike. And that's your field of 10 for tonight's 6th race, and post time is in 6 minutes. Fillies and mares up to their marks in behind the starting gate, straightening away in the backstretch, and there they go. They're off and pacing. Touch of an Angel is out fast. Radiant Lil from alongside. There's Sharp Lookin' Annie in the center. Gets away 3 deep in third. Next up, it's Fly Judith settling into 4th. Alongside Our Calico is 5th. Then it's Born Skippin', who comes through at the inside 6th. Length and a half farther back to Black is Pitch, followed by Misty Tucson. Then it's Win My Love, and 2.5 to Zoo, who trails. Moving to the top of the stretch for the first time, and Dave Hawk has the favorite. Touch of an Angel on top. Touch of an Angel, Radiant Lil, and Sharp Lookin' Annie in 27 4/5. Passing the stands for the first time, it is Touch of an Angel, sent off at 3 to 5. Touch of an Angel has it by 2. Radiant Lil is tightening in second. Length and a half back. Sharp Lookin' Annie is third. Fly Judith is next up in 4th, followed by Born Skipping 5th. Black is Pitch caught on the outside 6th. Zoo second over from 7th. And then it's Misty Tucson and 2.5 back to Win My Love. Around the turn of the half-mile pole, it is the favorite Touch of an Angel. Touch of an Angel has the lead by a length. Here's Fly Judith up to challenge with Radiant Lil in the pocket, 59 2. Pretty slow second split for Touch of an Angel, as at 3 parts of a length. Fly Judith up to her flank in second. Radiant Lil is third. Second over is Born Skipping with pace in 4th. Back to the inside, that's Sharp Looking Annie 5th with 3/8 remaining. Gap of 3 back to Our Calico, who's passing up Misty Tucson. A length and a half to Win My Love. 3 deep. Black as Pitch is going backwards. Gap of 5 to Zoo. Moving around the far turn, Touch of an Angel has it by a half length. Fly Judith still on the outside in 128 flat. Moving to the top of the stretch, Touch of an Angel has the lead. Shakes off Fly Judith. Radiant Lil in the pocket third. 3 wide is Born Skipping from 4th. Gap of 3 farther back to Sharp Lookin' Annie and Our Calico as they make their way into the stretch. It's Touch of an Angel who's on top 2.5. Major threat is from Born Skipping, who's closing in the center of the track. Radiant Lil at the rail. Touch of an Angel on top. Born Skipping continues to close in. Touch of an Angel gets home on top. Born Skipping and Radiant Lil third. The season for the 3-year-old daughter of Tucson Hanover from Farah's Encore by Abercrombie. Owned by A.R. Houck and W.C. Fulcher Jr. of Ohio. Virgil Morgan Jr. and Dave Hawk combined for this win. Touch of an Angel in 1:59.1. 6th race sponsored by MCL Window Coverings. Joining us tonight here for a night at the races, and we welcome them along with all of our groups to Scioto Downs. 1-7 exacta, 34 even. Try 1-7-2, 2-11 even. Pick 3, the numbers 6, 6, and 1, comes back 175.20. Here they are for the 7th. 3 is Lizzie Lou, owned by Glenham Myers with Kevin Sizer. The 4 is Jenda, owned by Iris Horowitz with Debbie Rucker. 5 is Expensive Angel, owned by Bob Sidley with Jamie Dunlap. Number 6 is Sculpted, owned by B.L. Conway with Mark Evers. 7 is Campus Magic, owned by Leonard Steeman with Brad Hanners. The 8 is out. Number 9 is She's a Sodbuster. Brandon Levesque is the owner. Randy Tharps picks up the drive. And number 10 is Please Wager Early, owned by Kenneth Miller with Sean McAleese. 6 minutes until post time. They're off and pacing. Luann Malone is out fast to the lead with Sculpted from the center of the track, winning Polly and up close third. Lizzie Lou driving up between horses fourth. Expensive Angel alongside fifth. Length and a half, Jenda is sixth, followed by Campus Magic. Then to the inside is Please Wager Early, 2.5 back to She's a Sodbuster. 8 lengths cover the field as they move to the top of the stretch for the first time, and Sculpted shows the way. Sculpted, but here comes Jamie Dunlap and Expensive Angel up after the lead. Luann Malone is third, Lizzie Lou fourth. Winning Polly angles out early from fifth through a quarter in 28 4/5. Passing the stands for the first time, it is Expensive Angel showing the way. Expensive Angel sent off as your 2-1 favorite. Has it by a length. Lizzie Lou rolling up on the outside from second. Sculpted is back to third. Luann Malone picks up the live cover fourth. Third over is Winning Polly, gapping cover fifth. Jenda comes through with the inside sixth, followed by Please Wager Early, gap of 5 back to Campus Magic, and then 2.5 back to She's a Sodbuster. They're at the halftime in 58 2, and it's Expensive Angel who continues to front the field. Expensive Angel, 3 parts of a length. Lizzie Lou at her flank in second to the inside. That's Sculpted racing in third. 2 back Jenda is fourth. 2 more to Luann Malone. 2.5 to Please Wager Early, who's being asked on for more. Has 6 lengths to make up. Campus Magic angles to the outside. She's a Sodbuster, and Winning Polly, very tired after being parked out, has been relegated to last. They're on the way to 3/4. It's Expensive Angel on top. Here comes Jenda from the 4-hole up to challenge the leader. 2.5 back to Sculpted and Lizzie Lou in 1:27.1. Moving to the top of the stretch. On the inside, Expensive Angel. On the outside, here comes Jenda. And Jenda takes over command. Expensive Angel is trying to fight back at the inside. Gap of 5 lengths, late move Campus Magic with She's a Sodbuster, but Jenda is pouring it on out there. Jenda and Debbie Rucker, they open up by 3. Expensive Angel, late close, She's a Sodbuster. Jenda gets the job done. Expensive Angel, She's a Sodbuster third. Jenda is the unofficial winner of tonight's 7th race, a 3-year-old daughter of Falcon's Future by Hallview Contessa by Falcon Almahurst, owned by Iris Horowitz of Brooklyn, New York. Tim Rucker, the trainer. Debbie Rucker in the bike for this win. First in 2 starts this season, 1:57.1. New lifetime best for the winner. This one's sponsored by Waterworks, and again, we welcome them and all of our groups here to Scioto Downs tonight and wish them the best of luck through the remainder of the card. 4-5 exact, it came back 37 even, and the triple 4-5-9 was 482.80. Here are the trotters for tonight's 8th race. Number 1, Our Little Amlo, is owned by the Bonjo Farm Incorporated with Jeff Fount. 2 is Cyrano de Bergerac, owned by Linda Rankin with Dave Rankin in the bike. Number 3 is Pierre Pan, owned by Duckworth and Duckworth, Randy Tharps. The 4 horse is CSI Roll Into Hay, owned by CSI Farm with Frank Todd Jr. Number 5 is Main Force, owned by the Hatfield Stables and Bud Hatfield Drives. 6 is Miss Sensation, owned by Richard Elwood with Brad Hanners. 7 is Prime Score, owned by Donna Jean Anderson with Brian Weaver. Number 8 is Over's Technique, owned by Miller and Besco with Willard Miller in the bike. And from the outside is the 9 Self-Imposed, owned, trained, and driven by Dr. Al Gobble. That's your field. Post time is in 7 minutes. Field of 9 straightening away in the backstretch for tonight's feature and approaching the start. They're off. CSI Roll Into Hay is out fast to the lead with Our Little Amlo from the inside. Prime Score from 3 wide. Between horses, Cyrano de Bergerac gets away racing in 4th. Then it's a gap of 2 lengths back to Over's Technique from the outside 5th. Pierre Pan is 6th. Miss Sensation between horses is 7th. Then it's Self-Imposed and Main Force is the trailer. Moving to the top of the stretch for the first time, it's CSI Roll Into Hay on the inside. Prime Score is driving up to the top on the outside. Those two hit the opening quarter in 28 3/5, and they parade past the stands for the first time. On the inside, CSI Roll Into Hay. Prime Score wants the top, but is having trouble clearing. Those two are nose to nose, and there goes Prime Score. He takes over. Prime Score, CSI Roll Into Hay. Our Little Amlo, a patient 3rd. 2 back to Cyrano de Bergerac 4th, followed by Over's Technique 5th. Miss Sensation, the mare, is alongside 6th. Then it's Pierre Pan, Main Force, and Self-Imposed is now last. Around the turn of the half-mile pole, CSI Roll Into Hay continues with it 3 parts of a length. Prime Score hung on the outside in 58 2. Our Little Amlo just biding his time there in the pocket 3rd, 2 back. Cyrano de Bergerac is 4th. Alongside Miss Sensation starts to get underway from 5th, followed by Over's Technique, Pierre Pan, 2.5 to Main Force, and 2 more to Self-Imposed. And there goes Our Little Amlo. From the pocket, Jeff Fout angled out 3 wide and now takes over the top. CSI Roll Into Hay is back to 2nd. Prime Score is running on fumes. Cyrano de Bergerac through at the inside. 1:27 4, moving to the top of the stretch. And CSI Roll Into Hay has the lead off stride. Our Little Amlo. Our Little Amlo is on a break and taken to the outside. It's CSI Roll Into Hay. Cyrano de Bergerac 2 further back in 2nd as they make their way in the stretch. It's CSI Roll Into Hay trying to take them wire to wire. Has it by 3 lengths. Cyrano de Bergerac is getting no closer outside Over's Technique, but this one is CSI Roll Into Hay. Over's Technique up for 2nd with Cyrano de Bergerac 3rd. Eighth is official. CSI Roll Into Hay answers the call. 3rd straight win for the 4-year-old son of Arnie's Exchange from Crisis Mode by Christus Crown and by CSI Farm of Hickory, North Carolina. Trainer Frank Todd Jr. in the bike for this win, a lifetime mark 158 3. This one sponsored by Court Furniture Rental, joining us in the winner's circle and joining us here at Scioto Downs for a night at the races. 4-8 exacta. $142.60. Try 482 656 20. Here they are for the ninth. One is Rich Pick, owned by Dan Kazad with Jack Daly. 2, Jomar's Griftar, owned by Chancey Love with Kevin Sizer. Number 3 is CEZ, owned by Baldoff and Connect with Dave Hawk. The 4 is Halloween Night, owned by Bob Kennard with Scott Marr. Number 5, Mr. L, owned by Ron Taubert with Tom Lovely. Number 6 is Choo Choo Charlie, owned by David Luff with Rick Dingledon. 7 is Ideal Partner, owned by Chad Linkus with Brad Hanners. The 8 is Bill Woodall's Chip Champ and Adam Rucker. Number 9, Irish Falcon, is owned by Mary and John Arrowwood with Jeff Fout. Number 10 is Good Allegris, owned by Stephen Watkins with Bob Harper. And that's your field with 6 minutes until post. They're off in pacing. It's Jomar's Griftar out fast to the lead with Rich Pick from the inside and Irish Falcon from way out wide. Around the far turn the first time, Jomar's Griftar grabs the lead. Irish Falcon driving up in his second. Rich Pick is third by 3. Next up, it's Good Allegris racing in fourth. 2.5 back to CEZ. Same gap back to Halloween Night. Then it's 4 more to Mr. L, followed by Choo Choo Charlie. Ideal Partner and Chip Champ is last. Moving to the top of the stretch for the first time. Opening quarter put up in 27 3/5, and from the outside, it's Jeff Fout and Irish Falcon. But quickly, here comes Sizer and Jomar's Griftar to retake, and Jomar's Griftar takes over the lead under the wire with 5/8 to go. Irish Falcon back to second, Rich Pick third, length and a half back to Good Allegris fourth. 3 deep is Choo Choo Charlie with Halloween Night between horses there, and Good Allegris at the cones around the turn. To the half-mile pole, it's Jomar's Griftar on top. Jomar's Griftar, Irish Falcon second, Rich Pick the outside third, Good Allegris is fourth, second over Halloween Night in 58 3. 31 on the second split for Jomar's Griftar. Intent on the lead, has it by 2. Irish Falcon racing in second. Rich Pick on the outside is stalled and now retreating in third. Good Allegris comes through at the inside fourth. Halloween Night 3 deep out there in fifth, 5 off the pace. CEZ is next racing in sixth, followed by Mr. L. To the inside is Ideal Partner, 2.5 to Choo Choo Charlie, who is well off the pace, and Chip Champ is last. 3 quarters, 1:27 2. Moving to the top of the stretch, and Jomar's Griftar kicks clear by 3. Irish Falcon a clear-cut second, followed by Good Allegris as they make their way into the stretch. This is all Jomar's Griftar, pacing strong to the wire. Irish Falcon is second, followed to the inside by Good Allegris, but as they come to the line, it's all Jomar's Griftar in solitude. Irish Falcon is second from a late closing, Good Allegris third, 1:56. Ninth is official. .29 exact of 46.40, and the try 2:9.10 came back 9:13.80. In the winner's circle is Jomar's Griftar, second win of the season for the 8-year-old son of Sturritros. From Flana Hanover by Tar Heel, owned and trained by Chancey Love of Proctorville. Kevin Sizer in the bike. Jomar's Griftar in 1:56 flat. This one's sponsored by Insight Communications. Here they are for the 10th, one Governor Ben. It's owned by Ron and Doris Newhart with Jamie Dunlap. 2 Rocky Concert is owned by Thomas Lee Smith with Jeff Fout. 3 is out. The 4 is Come On BJ, owned by John Nelson Perrin with Brad Hanners. 5 is High Stakes Poker, owned by Lloyd Davis with Jack Daly. 6 horses KD Frack, owned by Bolden and Morris, Terry Groves. 7 is Propitious Lad, owned by Viceroy and Viceroy Rick Heitman. 8 is Melissa Blank's Gunnery Sarge, Dave Hawk the driver. Number 9 is 2-Bit Die Job, owned by Charles Autry with Kevin Sizer. And off the second tier, the 10 Steady Mahone. So by Pauline Price with Justin Hall. That's your field. Post time is now in just 5 minutes. You have just 5 minutes until post. They're off in pacing, and it's Governor Ben out fast from the inside. From the outside, there's Gunnery Sarge. Way out wide is 2-Bit Die Job, along with Propitious Lad. Around the far turn the first time, it's 2-Bit Die Job, who quickly cuts over and grabs the early lead. Or that's Gunnery Sarge. 2-Bit Die Job, the outside second. Governor Ben is third. 2.5 lengths back, Steady Mahone is fourth, with Propitious Lad selling into fifth. Gap of 2 to Rocky Concert and Come On BJ through a quarter. 26-3. Passing the stands for the first time on the inside, Gunnery Sarge. And there goes 2-Bit Die Job on the outside. And now 2-Bit Die Job tries to clear and does so. Gunnery Sarge is back racing in second. 2-back Governor Ben is third. Steady Mahone is racing in fourth. Propitious Lad is next in fifth. Rocky Concert the outside sixth, along with High Stakes Poker. To the inside is Come On BJ, and trailing the field is KD Frack. Around the turn of the half-mile pole, and Gunnery Sarge out to retake. Gunnery Sarge and Hawk take the top back in 57-1. Heading up the backside, Gunnery Sarge 2 lengths clear. 2-Bit Die Job back racing in second. Steady Mahone the outside third. Inside is Governor Ben racing in fourth. Second over is Rocky Concert. Blind switch there. 3 deep move coming from High Stakes Poker. Back to the inside is Propitious Lad with KD Frack. 2 farther back to Come On BJ. Action on the front end as High Stakes Poker takes over. High Stakes Poker takes over the lead. Sprints clear by 3 lengths. Here's KD Frack from the back of the pack in his second. Gunnery Sarge is starting to drop back in third. 127 for 3/4. Moving to the top of the stretch. This one is all High Stakes Poker. He has opened up a 10-length advantage. KD Frack is racing in second. Propitious Lad late close on the outside third as they make their way in the stretch. This one is High Stakes Poker. Nobody is touching High Stakes Poker. High Stakes Poker by 8 lengths. Propitious Lad into second. Rocky Concert and a tired KD Frack. High Stakes Poker takes the finale. High Stakes Poker back in the winner's circle, 5th win of the season. 5-year-old black gelding by High Stakes Player from Show Dancer by No Nukes and by Lloyd Davis of DeGraff. William Fawcett, the trainer. Jack Daly in the bike for this win. 156-4, new lifetime mark for the 5-year-old High Stakes Poker.